how to start the examination. So we've got the main screen of the program. So now new examination. We can add new patients using add new button, or we can choose the patient from the list. So let's take test patient. It's enough. Okay, we can change some data, or we can just okay. And now it is important to choose the proper load protocol. So let's say Bruce bike. It's some kind of the same of the Bruce on a treadmill, but adapted to the bike, to the bicycle. So double click, and now we can see the main screen of the test. So now, before we hit the start button, we must be sure that the digital transducer is laid on the normal surface, that there is no wind inside the room, and we shouldn't move it or shift it until the verification of 0 points and ventilation will end. So let's press start. And now we can see there is the ventilation and 0. It will take about 30 seconds. Okay. Now, so if every comment has disappeared from the screen, now we are sure that the exam has started. So now next is to connect the transducer to the patient. Also, we have to pay attention to the cable. The cable should be placed in the way that do not disturb the patient for free moving. Of course, we are looking for the holes, the bigger hole to bigger pin, so towards the patient. And first the flow. Okay. Yes, and the pipe for cases. A little bit not too strong. It's enough. Okay, so the patient is ready. The patient can make some move, can a little bit loose. And now what we can see, there's the phase, control phase, so -1. It's normal because it has to be -1, it's control phase, so this part of the test will not be saved to the exam when we are sure the parameters are okay. So area is about between 0.7 and 1. We can jump to the next phase. So till this moment we can see before the data before has been reset and deleted, and now the test begins. So number 0 is reference phase, as we can see. Normally reference phase is set to about 15 minutes, but it depends on us when we want to jump to the exercise phase. Usually it is about 2 or 3 minutes. It depends how many data from the reference phase we want to have in the report. If we want to count the calorimetry, for example, from the resting phase, it should last about 3 minutes or more. So now the patient is running. Let's say it's about 2 or 3 minutes, and now when I press next, we'll jump to phase number 1, so it will be exercise phase. Next, and we can see number of watts, it's 53. We can see the charge of the watts is also 50/50. Heart rate, we can control heart rate here from the patient through the polar belt. Here is the module from transmission of polar. Until this moment we are just watching and controlling if everything with the patient is okay. On the top of the screen we can see how many seconds is left to the next phase. So if it will be about 10 seconds or 15, we can just warn the patient that it will be increasing of the power and jumping to the next phase. After after finishing the programmed phase, it will be about 2 minutes till this moment. It will jump automatically, but we can do it a little bit earlier. So next, and we jump to the next phase. So we can see the readout of the bicycle, so the power is the same as the monitor of the screen. Here we can see the charge, so it's in orange color, it's ventilation, there is oxygen in red color and carbon dioxide in blue. And on the right side we've got the load and heart rate. Here's the table on the bottom of the screen, so every row in the table shows another breath. So these are average data for the breath. So the parameters like breath frequency, ventilation, heart rate, RER, it depends on us what configuration of the table is visible on the screen. So we are also controlling RER and heart rate. When some of the conditions to finish the test is fulfilled, for example the heart rate is about maximum, or the patient is exhausted or enough, we can finish the test. We can finish the test immediately with stop button, but usually it's not the best way. It's better to go to restitution phase. So we are just hitting last button and the power is getting low, in this case to 25 watts. So let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes until the patient is relaxed. And after 2 or 3 minutes of this phase, we can hit the stop button and finish the test completely. Of course, you will have to remember to free the patient. It should be the first activity after stopping the test, because the patient is exhausted usually and needs to be relaxed, so we should put the masks off as fast as we can. Okay, thank you.